So you're just weighing them?
Yeah, just weighing them so that we have, make sure that they're growing properly, because we're helping to save these guys. Yes, you.
Hold on tight. What happened next will blow your mind. At the Metro Richmond Zoo's Cheetah Conservation Center, a breathtaking event turned into a wild chaos you've never seen before. Melanie, a stunning cheetah rescued from poachers, was about to give birth to 5 adorable cubs. Sounds like a miracle, right? But then, everything went off the rails. An ordinary day became an unforgettable nightmare, sending the staff into full-blown panic and revealing a shocking secret about these incredible creatures. You won't believe what happened next. A day of celebration turns tense. It was a milestone day, the kind that conservationists dream of. Melanie, an aging but majestic female, had finally gone into labor, and she was about to deliver her first litter of cubs. The staff gathered around the security monitor, hearts pounding with anticipation. The young veterinarian on duty, a dedicated and cautious professional, prepared himself to approach the sensitive mother, knowing well that cheetahs, especially recently giving birth, can be fiercely protective. Typically, cheetahs are wary of humans, especially post-birth when they become tense and defensive. Growling, hissing, or flashing teeth are common warning signs of their protective instincts. Melanie, however, was no ordinary cheetah. Her story was one of survival and hope. Rescued from poachers in Namibia, she had become a symbol of the species' fragile future. Over the years, Melanie had captured the hearts of researchers and visitors alike. Her sleek golden coat dotted with black spots, her slender, muscular frame built for lightning-fast speed, she was the epitome of grace and power. Yet, despite her beauty and agility, Melanie's greatest challenge was finding a suitable mate. She had refused the advances of 6 different males, preferring instead to explore her expansive enclosure. After years of solitude, hope arrived in the form of a new male cheetah named Bo. Also rescued from Namibia, Bo was thought to be a good match for Melanie, possibly even related, which might explain their early hesitation. The keepers introduced them cautiously, from a distance. Melanie, cautious as ever, kept her distance at first. But then, something unexpected happened. Melanie, after observing Bo, rubbed her head against him, a gesture of warmth and acceptance. The staff watched in awe as the 2 cheetahs interacted, and within days, it was confirmed. Melanie was pregnant. Her connection with Bo had been natural, effortless even, a rare sight in the animal world. The surprise of a lifetime. Weeks later, during an ultrasound, the team received astonishing news. Melanie was carrying 5 cubs. Such a number was extraordinary. Most cheetah litters range from 3 to 4 cubs. Her swelling belly signaled a miracle, a testament to the importance of her pregnancy for the species' dwindling numbers. However, with this miracle came grave concerns. Melanie's body bore scars from past trauma, internal damage from her rescue that compromised her health. Her age was catching up, and carrying 5 cubs was a heavy burden. Her body was under immense stress, and the team faced a heartbreaking dilemma. Should they intervene or let nature take its course? Conservationists had to weigh the risks. On one hand, halting the pregnancy could mean losing a rare chance to bolster cheetah numbers. On the other, Melanie's health was at serious risk. They opted for a cautious approach, closely monitoring her and preparing for any emergency, but ultimately deciding not to interfere unless absolutely necessary. As the months passed, Melanie's condition worsened. She was moved into a smaller, safer enclosure where her every move was watched closely. The stress began to show. She refused food at times, grew more aggressive, and on one harrowing afternoon, she swiped at a staff member trying to feed her, stumbling back. This incident marked a turning point. Melanie was now considered a high-risk patient, one who could lash out at any moment. Her trust in humans had been damaged by her past experiences, and her anxiety was palpable. Yet despite her apprehension, she continued to carry her cubs, determined to bring new life into the world. The birth of the cubs. Finally, in the early hours of a quiet morning, Melanie sensed the time had come. With contractions intensifying, she retreated into a specially built birthing enclosure, an 18-foot-long, simple, dark box designed for her comfort and safety. At just after 4 a.m., the first tiny cub was born, a fragile, squirming bundle of life that immediately set the team into a frenzy of joy and hope. Over the next half hour, she delivered 4 more cubs, each emerging into the world with a mix of vigor and vulnerability. Watching through the monitors, the staff celebrated these small miracles. Melanie, exhausted but attentive, licked and nudged her newborns, instinctively caring for her tiny family. But the celebration was short-lived. The team's joy was tempered by the realization that their work was far from over. A heartbreaking discovery. As the vet carefully examined each cub, he noted something alarming. The smallest cub appeared unusually tiny and underweight. Blood tests confirmed the devastating news. It was born with a defect, a congenital issue that compromised its health. Despite heroic efforts, resuscitation, medications, emergency care, the tiny cub's condition worsened rapidly. Within hours, the team made the heartbreaking decision to euthanize the fragile cub to prevent it from suffering further. Melanie, exhausted and overwhelmed, seemed to accept the loss silently, quietly curling around her remaining 3 cubs. The team was devastated, but they knew they had done everything possible. In the days that followed, the focus shifted to helping Melanie recover and nurturing her remaining cubs. The young vet who had helped during the birth and emergency care grew increasingly confident in his ability to care for her and her babies. He offered her bottled milk, gently helped her feed her cubs, and slowly rebuilt her trust. Over time, Melanie's demeanor softened. She allowed the keepers closer, even giving gentle head bumps, a sign of her slowly building trust. Her resilience and maternal instinct shone through, reaffirming the importance of patience and compassion in conservation work. Expanding the family, years passed and Melanie's story took another remarkable turn. During a sweltering summer, lightning struck twice, literally signaling a new wave of hope. Melanie became pregnant again, but this time she wasn't alone. 2 other female cheetahs in the center, Vela and Wee, were also expecting cubs, each with their own stories and challenges. Vela, a fiery young mother-to-be, grew increasingly aggressive, snarling and swiping at keepers. The staff feared they might lose control of the situation. Melanie, now more experienced and confident, stepped in as a matriarch. When Vela snarled at a keeper, Melanie responded with a sharp yelp, an instinctual display of dominance that made it clear she was now in charge. This display of leadership helped calm the situation, and the cheetah's behavior improved. The team prepared for multiple births, setting up separate enclosures and carefully monitoring each mother's health. Despite the challenges, ultrasound scans revealing Vela's high litter count of 7 cubs and the heartbreak of losing too early, the center celebrated a monumental achievement. Over just 11 days, Melanie, Vela, and Wee delivered a total of 13 healthy cubs. Melanie alone brought 3 more into the world, and her perseverance had contributed significantly to the global effort to save the cheetah. These births marked a turning point for conservation. The surge in cheetah population at the center garnered national attention, attracting donations, sponsorships, and a renewed commitment to saving the species. The center launched an annual Run Wild race to raise funds, turning hope into tangible action. Changing the future. Over the next few years, the momentum grew. The center shattered its own record, delivering 19 cubs in just a few days, and in total, around 90 cheetah cubs were born over the past decade. A remarkable achievement considering the species' dire status in the wild, where fewer than 7,500 cheetahs remain. Melanie, now too old to have more cubs, continued to play a vital role. Her 7 young ones grew rapidly under her watchful eye, and she developed a deep bond with the zookeepers. No longer just a symbol of hope, Melanie became a symbol of resilience and the transformative power of dedicated conservation. Her story encourages us all to continue supporting wildlife conservation, to believe in the power of second chances, and to remember that sometimes the greatest miracles come from the most unlikely places. If you enjoyed this story of hope and resilience, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more animal tales that inspire and educate. Every life saved, every cub born is a step toward a brighter future for our planet's incredible creatures.